Hi, folks. Special greetings to you from the Snow City inside Canada. Today, we're going to talk about statement of interest or letter of motivation for graduate studies. So call a friend to also call a friend that the discussion has just begun. Now, the statement of interest or the letter of motivation is normally used for graduate studies, but I've chanced on one of the colleges in Canada that was actually requesting for statement of interest from those who want to pursue their certificate program in their college. So, a minute. So as we normally say, the statement of interest may not necessarily be a document that is used for only graduate studies. We can actually use the statement of interest for those who want to study their undergraduate programs, most especially those who have already had some level of post-secondary education in their home country and they want to study a short program in Canada, maybe a certificate program, which is mostly a one-year program. Now, someone may be asking, what is statement of interest or letter of motivation? It's a written document in which an applicant expresses his academic background, research interests, his or her career goals, and reason why the applicant is applying for that particular program. You see, now this is an opportunity for the applicant to express himself. They are giving the applicant an opportunity to tell the admission committee why he or she is fit for that particular program. It's also an avenue where the applicant gives a narration of his passion for that particular program, his desire to pursue a particular research in a specific area. So the research interest or the letter of motivation or the statement of interest, it's actually one of the important documents that the admission committee will be paying attention to in terms of reviewing the admission document for a particular candidate. Now, before we begin to talk about what goes into the statement of interest, it is good to know that before you start writing your statement of interest, there are certain basic things that you need to do. Number one, you should have reviewed the admission requirements of the particular program you want to apply to. Reviewing the admission requirements simply means that you have checked the prerequisite and you have already qualified for the program. If you are applying for, let's say, MA, English language, you're supposed to check the prerequisite of that program and be sure that the requirements that you are supposed to meet as international student, they are met. Maybe your degree is supposed to be 4 years. You need to have a particular CGPA. You're supposed to major in a particular area. These things are supposed to be met. That is number one. So after checking through the requirement and you have met it, you also need to read about the university because all universities are not established on one objective. There are certain universities that pay so much attention to researches. And the researches are done in certain major areas. So it's good to research about the university. Now, after researching on the university, it is also good to research on the faculty you are applying to, maybe faculty of engineering, faculty of languages, liberal arts and professional studies, history, what have you. you're supposed to research about the faculty, know certain, have certain information about the faculty. Now, each faculty also have their requirements in terms of how to get your supervisor. Some of the faculties will tell you that you need to actually contact a potential supervisor, have some level of agreement with the supervisor before you even begin the application. So you should have been able to detect that and know that this faculty, or for this particular program, I'm expected to get or have some level of agreement with the faculty member before I can apply to this program. Now, you can also check this in some of the reviews from current students. There are certain current students that will always be on the university portal. They express their thoughts, their opinions on certain specific programs that they are reading. So it is always important that you check that to just have a feel of what current students in that particular university are saying. This is actually very important. Now, you can also check some of the the prerequisites, some of the programs that are studied in that major field you want to apply to. Maybe you want to apply for MA English language. You can check on the university's portal to see some of the programs or some of the major areas that students are expected to to research on. Check some of these things and have this basic information. This will do you a lot of good when you begin to write your statement of interest. Now, let's start the discussion on what really goes into the statement of interest. The first thing you need to take a look at is what? Your qualification. Take a look at your qualification. What background do you have? What degree do you have? What makes you fit to apply for a graduate program? Because to be able to apply for a graduate program, it means that you should have been able to complete your undergraduate degree. You should complete your bachelor's program. So you have completed your bachelor's program. Your academic credentials are intact. So after completing your bachelor's program, then what else? You talk about what? Your professional career. What work have you done after you have completed university? What experiences do you have? What skills do you have? What trainings do you have? What volunteer works have you done? Have you seen from the academic background to all these things that I have spoken about? These are what the qualification, these are the knowledge, these are your professional experiences that will be helping you to be, or you are going to build upon these things I've mentioned to be able to what? Start the program. So your introductory parts of the statement of interest should actually talk about this. So you are telling the admission committee that you are qualified for the program. So you are fit for the program. You'll be able to carry out researches. You'll be able to do whatever it takes to be able to complete your master's program or to be able to complete your PhD program. So your previous academic and professional experiences are key. And this is what you're supposed to cover in your introduction. Now, after you have done this, so in the introduction, if you have won some awards, you can speak about them. If you have published some articles, you can speak about them. You see, once you have done that, the admission committee, the scholarship committee that will be reading this, and you should know that the scholarship committees or the admission committees of all the universities, they are people who have some expertise in each of the programs, in each of the graduate programs. So if Prince wants to apply for MA English language, the admission committee of the English language, they are all the professors over there, there will be people who have some expertise in what? In English language. So once they have read your introduction, which covers all these things that I have spoken about, it sends some form of signals to them that this student is qualified for the program. Now, the second thing you need to talk about is what? Your research interest. Your research interest. What is that particular issue that is pushing you? What is that particular problem that you have identified that calls for researching into it? What is that particular problem in your locality, in your country, that you have realized that it needs solution? You need to what? Find solution into it. You need to dig into it. So your research interest supposed to what? To not be discussed. You see, now you should also talk about the particular this area or the specific area you want to research in. So already we have spoken about you researching into the faculty. Each of the faculties have certain research interests, research areas. So after you have spoken about the topic, you now need to talk about your research area, the area you want to what? Research into. Now, if you have done your digging so much into the program, sometimes you would have identified some gaps, some research gaps. So you can talk about some of these research gaps. If you are talking about this, it's not a way of trying to find solution to the problem. No, if you're already finding the solution to the problem, it means that you don't even need to go for your graduate studies. But you are only pinpointing the research topic that you want to research on in case you've been given the opportunity to come and study. Then you are also going to talk about the research area that you want to research on. Have you seen that? Now, so these are things that you need to what? Cover in the area that has to do with what? Your research interest. Now, the next thing that I want you to talk about is why that particular university? Why do you want to study in that particular university? What has this university got to offer you? You see, why do you want to study in this particular university? Maybe the university that you're going to apply to is maybe University of Windsor, University of Manitoba, University of Calgary, University of Alberta, University of British Columbia, York University, Guelph University, or whatsoever. University of Prince Edward Island, or University of Saskatchewan. So the next thing is, why do you want to study in this university? Or what has this university have that you feel that they can offer you? What specific skills do you want this university to instill in you? You see, so this is very critical. That is why I've already spoken about you doing research into what the university focus their researches on, what they focus on. Now, so after you have spoken about what the school has to offer you, the skills you want the university to develop in you, already you would have checked that this particular university wants you to get a supervisor or don't get any supervisor. So once you have checked this, even if the university doesn't want you to get a supervisor, check through the list of supervisors in the school. Check their areas of research. Find out which particular professor in the faculty has some skills whose areas of interest aligns with yours. Bring the name of the supervisor there. Talk briefly about his areas of research. Talk about some of the publications that he has done. Talk about some of the articles that he has written. Talk about some of the workshops that he has organized. You see? Now, express your desire in studying under that particular professor. Once you do this, who knows, that particular professor may even be on the admission committee. Who knows, he may even be the one reading your statement of interest. It gives some form of assurance to him. And when they read this, they know that this particular student has actually research, dig into the school, and he knows what exactly he wants. So once you've done that, you see that you are actually on top of issues. You see, now once you have done this, then you need to talk about your future goals. Explain what you want from the degree you intend to pursue, the master's degree or the PhD you want to pursue. Express what you want to benefit from the program. You see, explain what that program will benefit you. What does that mean? It means that you need to talk about your future goals. Talk about your future goals. Talk about what you want to do in the future. Talk about the skills that particular degree will be instilling in you, what you intend to use the skills for. Even if it's a professional program, express what that particular degree, that particular master's degree or that particular PhD program, where it will be placing you, where you intend to use the certificate after graduating from the master's or the PhD, where you want to use the certificate to work. These are your future goals. You need to talk about it. So that is the benefit the certificate will be offering you. Talk about that. So this clearly shows that you are somebody who has a plan. You know exactly what you want. You know your future plans. Because every university will want applicants or their graduates to have their long-term goals. They need to know why they are coming to study in the university, because most of these universities will be giving you scholarships. Some of the universities, you don't even need to apply for scholarships separately. They give entrance scholarships. They give you scholarship in addition to offering you admission. So they want to know exactly what you have, what you want to do with the degree, so that it will not just be like they are coming to waste their money on you. You complete the program and you want to stay at home. No. So you see, so these are critical things that you need to have in your statement of interest. Don't also forget to state when you intend to study. You need to state when you intend to start the program. So some universities in Canada have already opened their admission portals for those who want to study for fall 2025 to begin to apply. So in your statement of interest, you're supposed to state that you want to study in fall 2025. Good. So after you have done this, please give your statement of interest to somebody who is well vested in your area. If you are applying for, let's say, this is MA Political Science, give your statement of interest to somebody who has or who is an expert in that area. Give your statement of interest to him or her to proofread for you. You can also give it to someone who is smart, someone who is knowledgeable to just read through for you. Once the person has done that, you can even request or expect them to express their opinions on what you have actually put on paper, so that they can give you some information that you can add to the statement of interest. Now, let me give you some this tidbit before I end this video. Number one, in your statement of interest, you're supposed to talk about your area of research, what you want to research on. You see, talk about when you intend to start a program. Also talk about what your background, talk about your career goals, talk about the trainings, talk about your experiences. This will really help the admission committee to know that you are qualified for the program. Now, talk about what the academic program you are coming to pursue. Talk about what your future goals. This is all that you need in writing your letter of what motivation or your statement of interest. It's just as simple as that. So, ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to the end of our discussion today. Let me just see if there are any questions. Oh, Aquile, I see you. Prince, thank you so much, Prince. Sylvester, please. No, Sylvester, I think I've already answered your email. Please check your email. I've already answered you. Mauli, thank you. Thank you, Mauli. Prince, thank you. Wisdom. Oh, yes, my brother. It's been a long time. Okay, let me tell you. You know, we went for summer break. So the summer break, poverty is chasing me. So I've dedicated all my time to doing other things that will keep me occupied and will give me some small coin. We have actually started the fall semester. So I have some little chance now. That is why I'm back here. Thank you so much, Godwin. Maoli Kofi. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. So, guys, thank you so much. If you realize that the content I've just shared with you is so engaging, kindly share it to bless somebody. Oh, bro. Thank you, Philip. Thank you so much, Philip. We'll link up. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye-bye.